keeping in contact with your employer after you get hurt at work. My name is Bilal Kassem, Managing Partner at Pacific Workers, and today I'm going to explain why it's so important that you need to be in constant communication with your employer. When you get hurt at work, you're often given work restrictions, and that means you're not at work. And you have an insurance company on the workers' comp side that you're primarily dealing with and not your employer. And oftentimes there's too many cooks in the kitchen, and information isn't necessarily getting passed from your insurance carrier to you, to your employer, or from your doctor to your employer. And your employer can often be times left in the dark, and that means they don't know what's going on with you. And so we have a lot of clients at my firm where, for example, they haven't talked to their employer in months. They don't even know if they're still employed. And not only can that be stressful, but can be confusing as well. And so we always tell our clients it's important that you remain in contact with your employer, that you're updating them on things like your work restrictions and work status, and if you have an anticipated return to work date. This can go a long way to mend relationships with employers or keep relationships from going sour because your employer feels like you're actually in communication and you want to go back to work and you want to keep them apprised of what's going on with you. And again, this can go a long way to ensuring that your employer may not accidentally or intentionally terminate you because they haven't heard from you in a while. So again, it's important that you make sure you give your employer work status forms, you update them on when and if you're going to come back to work and any work restrictions that you may have. For example, if you're going to go back to modified duty. Your employer needs to know what it is exactly that you can and can't do so that they can make a determination about whether or not they can actually offer you modified work should the opportunity present itself. And if they can't provide modified work, we want to make sure that they're actually doing their due diligence and they're engaging in the good faith interactive process to determine what restrictions they can or can't accommodate. And they can't do that if they don't have all of the information. So again, make sure you're in constant communication with your employer, and if they're being shady or not responding to you, you should hire a lawyer.